Hi everybody. Well, I found out another thing about the cabin that I wish I knew, I didn't book this cabin, right? It was a bidding upgrade. Had I chose this cabin though, I'd have been mad at myself for not checking this one thing that I just discovered today. And also, something broke in my cabin. And I decided to put Princess to the test and see how long it would take them to fix it. First off, I have to give props to my stateroom attendant here because I've been getting fresh fruit bowls here. This is my second one, but a refill on the second one as well. And we're only on day 7 today. So he also notices that I really do like bananas. I eat them first. I love having bananas first thing in the morning as my breakfast, and he refills my bananas. I don't have to ask for it. I don't do anything. It's just done for me, which I really appreciate, so props off to my stateroom attendant. I also discovered this cabin is, not only do I have that weird deck where I can see something outside, but I'm looking at the captain kind of thing, I'm looking at the bridge, and then my forward whole view is of the observation deck. And then I discovered, being on deck 15, that above me is the gym. And right above my cabin where I'm sleeping and everything is the elliptical machines are directly above my cabin. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't have chose it, but to be fair, I don't hear it. I don't hear people on the treadmill. I don't hear people dropping weights. And I don't hear people on the rowers or the elliptical machines or the music from the gym, anything like that. So I think the ship design was done really well because the soundproofing was done really, really well, which is a key feature. When people are trying to decide, do you want to be under the pool deck or under a gym or under a nightclub or something like that, this cabin here turns out to be very quiet as far as that is concerned, which I was concerned about when I realized the gym was upstairs when I went to the gym for the first time. Because it's a sea day and we're not doing anything ashore, I'm not going to get my 10,000 steps in, so I got to go work out on the treadmill, do a little bit of free weights, and try and keep the buffet at to a minimum, like not to a minimum, but keep the weight from the buffet to a minimum, shall we say. I've eaten a lot of buffet on this because I've been having to work in my room every night when I get back because it takes a long time to edit with the internet packages that are currently, not necessarily because it's really slow on the ship, but it's also the location we're at and the weather we have. It all affects it, right? And we are further north than some of the satellites will reach, plus completely cloud cover now, stormy weather, and the ship is rocking really, really back and forth. People look drunk as they're walking down the hallways because they're going side to side, banging their shoulders on each side as they go, which is a little comical, but that's the sea life, folks. That's life at sea. And yeah, so now I decided to put Princess to the test today because over the last, yesterday I started noticing that my bathroom, or the water closet as I like to call it here, it started to flush very, very slowly. At first I thought, oh, I just didn't press it, because you know, you close the lid because of the suction and then you press it and you walk away. Well, this morning I noticed, in particular, I pressed it and nothing seemed to happen. Then I pressed it again and I heard a gurgling sound, and when I lift the lid, nothing was still turning. So I pressed it again and pressed it again, and finally after about the 6th time it started to circle and nothing still went down. Press it again, slowly, and this isn't chunks, this is liquid. Everything in there is liquid, and it wasn't going down until about the 10th time. So I went down to watch one of the events in the Piazza this morning, and when I went down there, I decided I'm just going to go over and mention it to the customer service desk. And remember, they don't know me from Adam. The people who are there working the desk are not like I know Mallory, who is an officer there. She's on another ship right now. So the people who were there didn't. So I'm getting no. I didn't go even into the suite area. I went into the regular lineup behind people, and I talked to them there and just said, "Hey, I'm up in this cabin on Lido deck, and the bathroom is just not flushing properly and everything like that." And they said, "Okay, thank you, sir, for letting us know. Just to let you know, thank you for letting us know, because if you know anything about the plumbing on cruise ships, if one gets clogged, it can start affecting 9 or 10 cabins, because it's all very narrow pipes, like narrow pipes like this." And that's why they really beg you not to put things into the toilet and flush them that aren't supposed to be there. Do not put wet wipes. Do not put things like that. Don't bring your own toilet paper, because some of the toilet paper isn't made for these plumbing. Like they're more like paper toweling, and they don't absorb properly, and they get stuck and clogged, etc. And toys, leftover food. People will flush like a minestrone soup into the toilet because they think, oh, it's just soup, it's just liquid, but then you get those beans and everything, and believe it or not, those will clog because the pipes are so narrow. So I just mentioned it to them, and at the time it was around 11 o'clock, and then I went and I had a workout for about an hour and a half, and then I went to the not the Yes No game show, the Deal or No Deal game show, and I came back to my room, and lo and behold, it is working perfectly now. One flush, down it went, no gurgling sound, no nothing, just whoosh, down it went. So they worked on it very quickly. Now I will say, I'm in a suite, remember, this was a bitted upgrade, I'm in the suite, so you do expect them to, rush out and do it. But I've been in a balcony, I've been in an inside cabin, I've been in, ocean views on some of the ships, and I've had the same experience. When I've gone to say something was wrong with my cabin, they come pretty much immediately, and if they can fix it at all, they will fix it as fast as they can. Some things are a little harder, like air conditioning. For instance, I had one cruise where my air conditioning just didn't seem to be working, but in order for them to fix it, they needed to be in the cabin next door because it was connected, and the people were refusing entry into their cabin at the time. So I had to wait about 5 or 6 hours until those people left, and then they went in and fixed the cabin. Also, at night, I've had an issue where I hear this banging outside, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and then all of a sudden somebody came to my door and said, "Oh, good, somebody's here." And this was at 10 o'clock at night. "Can I please have admission to your cabin so I can step out on the balcony? I hear there's a noise out there." And then I let the gentleman in. And about 6 cabins down from our balcony, one person had left their balcony between the 2 people open and didn't lock it. And so it was bang, 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 bang with the wind. So luckily, I was answering the door. Other people had their privacy sign on and wouldn't answer the door. And if your privacy sign's on, even if there's a noise outside or anything, unless you were the one complaining about it, they won't come in and fix it. But they were checking to see if I would finally be allowed to go and do it, let them in and do it. So I've had good experiences on most of my cruise ships. Princess is no exception, where they tend to fix things right away. And like I said, this person didn't know who I was. In fact, he pronounced my last name wrong a couple times. So I know he doesn't know who I am. And but I am always treated pretty darn well on the cruise ships because I go in with the attitude of everything is okay. Just don't yell about things, and just smile and say, when you can get to it, I just appreciate you looking at it for me. And sure enough, it was handled within a couple hours. And you can't ask for much better service than that.